10 things every startup must do. Hi, my name's Joanne, and today I'm going to go through the 10 things that every startup should do before they even attempt to launch a business. So let's get started. I'm just going to share my screen. Right, so the 10 things every startup must do. Let's start with number one, problem and solution. And now I know that we always hear find a problem and then develop a solution and you're bound for success. And you may have a really, really valid problem that you face and you have found a solution and you think, great, this solution is something I want to share with everyone. But this is where people sometimes stumble. They're looking at a problem that they're having and a solution that fits their problem. But is that problem a problem that everyone else is having? Is it a solution that everyone else is seeking? So what you need to do is you need to validate whether there is an actual need in the market for your solution. And the only way to do this is to look out and see if there are existing products similar to yours in the market already. That's a really good way of validating that this is actually a problem that not just you're having, but everyone is having, and that's the solution that they're looking for. So number one, problem and solution. Number two, identifying your USP. That is your unique selling point. So if there is already existing products in the market similar to yours, how is yours going to stand out from theirs? What is your unique selling point? Because without that, you're going to struggle to launch an effective product in the market. If there's already existing brands out there that are well-known, that people are using, why would they go from an existing well-known brand to something brand new with no history behind it? You must have a unique selling point. So it's really important to identify what your unique selling point is. Number three, the market size. We need to know how big the market is for what we're going to launch, because if the market is only small and there's already competition out there, how are you going to launch your product on top of that? So it's important for us to understand the size of our market. One way of doing that is to use AI. So ChatGPT, type in what is the market size and put in whatever it is your product is, and let's see what comes back. So if it comes up that it's a multi-billion-dollar industry, great, you're onto a winner and a good start. Number four, pricing. You need to have a really good idea of how much you're going to price your product. So one way to do that is to look at what the competition is charging, especially when you're entering with a brand new product. Whatever your pricing needs to be based on what the market demand for it is, you need to make sure that you can effectively produce, build, or supply your product for that price, knowing that you will still make a profit out of it. A lot of people come up with a price, but haven't actually thought about how much it's realistically going to cost to produce this, and are they actually going to make money out of this? We'll get a bit more into that further on, but number four, you need to at least start having an idea of what your pricing is going to be. Number five, competitor analysis. So at this point now, you are ready to do your competitor analysis, and it's really important that you do this. This is where you dive deep into what the competition is doing. And the only reason you can only do this at number five is because to identify and compare what you're doing to your competitors, you need to know what your unique selling point is. You need to know what your pricing is. So it's really, really important that we do those other steps first to then dive deep into our competitors, what they're doing and how we compare to them and how we rate against them. Number six, you're looking at this going, USP, we've already done this. But what generally happens is initially when we have our unique selling point, we then go through all the exercise, come to our competitor analysis. When we dive deep into what the competition is doing, we suddenly see all these additional things that the competition may be doing or may have with their product. And it makes us reassess, is our unique selling point enough? Is our unique selling point actually a unique selling point? Or do we need to incorporate additional features? Do we need to change some of what we're doing? So it's really good after doing your competitor analysis to look back at your unique selling point and ensure that it is still unique compared to the competition. Number seven, your business model. Really important to work out what your business model is, because it will impact your pricing, it will impact how you market your product, it'll impact what your market actually is. Are you going to be, for example, a wholesaler, so business to business? Are you going to just have something that is sold purely to business, or are you going to be business to consumer, which is the end user? Those two different things alone make a huge difference in how your business model is structured. So it's important to be clear on what your business model is actually going to be. Number 8, SWOT, your SWOT analysis. So what does SWOT stand for? It stands for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. So strengths, this is what we use to stand out above the competition. Weaknesses, this is where we analyze what our weaknesses are and work out how we're going to, either whether that means that we have to get more business partners involved, whether we have to ourselves educate ourselves, well, whatever those weaknesses are, we need to work out what we need to implement to actually combat those weaknesses and turn them into strengths. Opportunities, these are things that we can capitalize on. So we need to identify what opportunities are out there. How can we capitalize on them? Our threats, everyone at some point has threats. The point of doing the SWOT with threats, it is a way for us to have backup strategies or strategies in place. So should any of those threats ever occur, we are ready with a plan on how we're going to combat those threats. So SWOT analysis are really, really important to do. Revenue. This is where we can actually start working out, okay, we've worked out what our pricing needs to be. We know what our business model is. We know our market size. Now we can start working out what kind of revenues we anticipate we're going to make. Number 10, costs. There's two elements to this. There's your startup costs, which are your capital costs up front. How much is it actually going to cost for you to launch, to produce, build, develop whatever it is that you're trying to sell and get it to the market? Up until that point, you haven't made a single cent in revenue. You need to ensure that you have a budget and that you have the capital to actually get it to the start line. So many businesses don't do this effectively. They may get 2 or 3 months into development and run out of cash, and their product never even makes it to the start line. So this is a really important element. The second cost is how much it actually costs to produce your product ongoingly and overheads. For example, do you need staff, marketing, all those things? These are ongoing costs. You need to be able to clearly identify what those costs are and then compare them to what you did at number 9, that is your revenues. Only then can you realize whether you're actually going to make profit and how much profit based on how much you're going to anticipate to sell can you make. These are the 10 steps that every startup should do before they invest a single cent into even trying to start any kind of business. So really important, guys, and I hope that you enjoyed listening to this, and I hope I've been able to share some of the knowledge with you. I will catch you in the next YouTube video that I'm going to make, and I'll see you then. Thanks. Bye.